What if the world's greatest funeral was actually the world's greatest escape? In 2026, a series of encrypted files emerged from a private server in Switzerland. They don't mention a pop star's death. They detail an identity relocation protocol signed 6 months before June 25, 2009. Witnesses in small European towns have reported a man with the same height, the same rhythmic walk, and a voice that sounds like a haunting echo of the past. Was the "This Is It" tour too much? Or was it just the perfect smokescreen for a man who wanted to disappear? Is he watching us right now? Or is this just a ghost in the machine? Drop a glove if you think the king is still out there. The greatest showman didn't die, he just changed the stage. And the final act is about to begin.
FBI finds shocking evidence about Diddy's baby oils. The FBI has resumed its investigation into properties linked to Diddy and made an unexpected discovery. In an old, abandoned recording studio tied to Diddy, investigators found more baby oil bottles hidden in a locked basement. But the most shocking revelation was yet to come. Dusty documents revealed something disturbing. Diddy might be involved in a much darker scheme within the music industry. What these baby oils signify and why they were hidden in secret places will leave you stunned. Authorities are looking into possible unknown victims, and Diddy isn't the only one implicated. The most mysterious part? The documents mention a secret network within the music industry, involving powerful figures. Names we'd never imagine are connected to this scheme. According to the clues, the baby oil seems to have deep, unsettling connections. You won't believe who else is involved with Diddy. The investigation is heating up, and the case could be far bigger than we ever imagined. Comment "Secret Revealed" and follow for Part 2 to find out who's behind this shocking discovery. Diddy revealed that Michael Jackson is alive, and who is hiding him will shock you. This morning, Diddy made a bombshell revelation to the media. He said that Jay-Z and Beyoncé are hiding Michael Jackson from the public. After he revealed this, all the press interviewing him was left in shock. According to Diddy, it was all part of a secret plan that began over 20 years ago. Michael Jackson was tired and under pressure from the media and the public. His life under the spotlight had become unbearable, so he decided to disappear from the world. Now comes the most surprising part. Diddy revealed that he is in a secret location, far from everything and everyone. A place where no one could find him. Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Diddy have been hiding this for years, and only now, after Diddy was arrested, did he decide to reveal it. And there's more. Diddy shared that over the years. Clues about this have been left behind. In videos, in songs, even in their interviews. Secret messages, mysterious phrases. Everything was done to confuse the media and maintain the mystery. When the press heard all of this, they asked Diddy where he was, and what he revealed left everyone in shock. Comment "Conspiracy Theory" for Part 2.
You know how the theory goes, Tupac died,
Yeah.
but he's actually alive.
Yeah, he's like in Barbados or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know, fam. You know the last picture of Tupac in the car with Suge Knight?
Yeah?
There's no keys in the ignition.
What?
In the picture. The last picture of Tupac, fam. There's no keys in the ignition.
So what does that mean though? Like,
That means it was staged.
Before continuing, I wanted to warn you guys that more and more people have reported that their phones were being spied on by a Blue Radio app. This can appear on your phone at any time. To check that this does not happen, click on this icon, then on more. If you see it, delete it immediately.
Not only was there no keys in the ignition, they also claimed they asked all of the people.
Yeah.
Like, they looked for bystanders everywhere. Nobody heard gunshot. And on top of that, just look at the pic, fam. We just never took it in. We just never looked that deep at the pic.
that's hilarious.
Look closely. It's an empty key. Like, there's nothing. Yo, there's nothing. What the? Like, it's not even, it's literally empty. And,
Wait,
and
what?
this is not.
Planets are not real. It's true. It's a shame, though, because the images that NASA shows us are so beautiful, almost as if it's too good to be true. When we look at religious texts like the Bible, They talk about how God created the sun, the moon, and the stars, but never does it mention any of the other planets. There's a theory that's growing in popularity that says the planets are actually not close to us, and that NASA is lying about their proximity to the Earth. In fact, the planets are actually just stars, light years away from the Earth. But why would NASA lie about that? That's because if the general public believes that there could be life near us, then they will get more money to fund their mysterious projects. So what do you think? Is the government lying to us? And if they are, what else might they be lying about?
So check this out. P. Diddy on Biggie's car when the night Biggie got shot,
seen that.
they put a sticker on like the tires.
I seen that. And
It marked which one was Biggie's. And then that's when he got assassinated.
yeah, I remember that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Watch this clip.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse.
Pretty much all of them died from either a heart attack, except for Kim. So check this out. Yo, so 3 of the guys died of a heart attack.
Why do so many buildings have windows underground? Not just one city, it's everywhere. New York, Paris, Moscow, Boston. Some believe a global mud flood buried entire cities, and we just built on top of them, over time rediscovering these structures. They call it the reset, a worldwide disaster that wiped out past civilizations. But here's the weird part. No one talks about it. Is it bad construction? Or are they hiding something from us?
Oh my god.
My goodness.
What is this?
So many. There are so many. Babe, what we will do? What we will do if they come?
From this height, Oliver's Castle, one of the most often debated observations, was made early one morning in 1996. A young man who had spent the night here and had brought a video camera with him was woken during early dawn by a humming sound.
Here I'm standing at Oliver's Castle at precisely the same spot as John Whaley was standing in August 1996, when he supposedly, for the first time in history, managed to film the creation of a crop circle.
That the crop circle was not here on the previous day but had appeared on the following morning was a fact. That John Whaley was here at dawn could be confirmed by a military patrol that happened to be jogging by at the time. John went to the local pub later that same day and showed his film to the people there. Even so, many believe that he had managed to manipulate the film with computer animation in the meantime, something that computer animation experts doubt. To overlay a perfect animation over a handheld, unstable film would need several days of work using the computer equipment of that time. Even today, the film is still a great mystery, and John has gone underground due to the intense interest that his film created.
Okay, I've got a quick announcement for you. So James Fox, the filmmaker behind The Phenomenon and Moment of Contact, he just released this press announcement. On January 20th, 2026, a formal UAP press conference is scheduled at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. And according to the release, it's going to feature Brazilian firsthand witnesses, medical professionals, and public officials discussing the 1996 Varginha incident, which I just did a video on, a case that involved a reported UFO crash and alleged encounters with non-human entities. It's quite fascinating. The event is split into two parts. So the first part is going to focus on Brazilian witnesses, including the neurosurgeon who claims direct hospital contact with that non-human entity. And the second part involves American insiders discussing crash retrieval programs and calls for whistleblower immunity, which is great. Fox says that the event will be live streamed on News Nation, which is cool. So January 20th seems like a date worth watching. I'll be watching. Will you?
Mira, ¿sí ves que el tren está a este lado del negro? Por este lado, mira, aquí no me interfiere por este lado, por este hueco. ¿Cómo está? ¿Qué tal? Traen. Eso hay una... ¿Sí, Esa hay una de estas ahí de ese tiempo y... Sí, quién sabe qué será. Una esquina, uno no sabe qué vengan a... Ah, miren, ¿dónde está? ¿No está lo mismo? Sí, sí.
This guy. Stay.
Stop calling them drones. Let me be very clear. This isn't conspiracy. This isn't craziness. They are not drones.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it on the camera. It's like a dome.
That's a UFO.
They're not moving like drones. They're not acting like drones, and they cannot disperse them as if they were drones.
But the weird thing for me is that there's no flashing lights in it at all.
At the moment, I think all we can legitimately say is they're objects and they're unexplained.
The frequency of this stuff is increasing now. It's not that our technology gives us the ability to see it. It's definitely increasing.
Do you see the levels and the layers right there? So this right here is something that is not shown when we look at these books. Do you see those layers right there? So we are on the top surface. These buildings that we see right here, all these old world buildings, those buildings go deeper than you can ever imagine right there. And the crazy part is we are on the top level. So all of these buildings, we are sitting at the top level right now. All of these buildings go levels deep. What level how far does it go? We have no idea. But that is right there, old world buildings. And we're going to go through a whole bunch in this book because I want to show a whole bunch of examples of just crazy stuff that is just mind-blowing in here. And the thing is this architectural book shows how everything was already here, okay? What I've started to realize is with history is that all of the stories that we were told of who owns what building and where these people came from and those people came from and this and all these things, these buildings were already here.
Nowhere in all the tens of thousands of hieroglyphs found throughout ancient Egypt, not one single one of them shows anything about them cutting stone, nor does it show anything depicting the construction of a pyramid. The Egyptians are said to be a Bronze Age culture, which means that's supposed to be the most sophisticated type of tooling that they had. However, when modern tests have been done, it's failed miserably, and not to mention the precision is nowhere near it. It's a mystery.
There was a civilization before the Ice Age, before 12,000 years ago, that was the one that was the advanced one. It was the one that built all these incredible things that we're about to talk about.
More advanced than we are.
More advanced in some ways. Not more advanced in cell phones and computers, but more advanced in their understanding of the cosmos, consciousness, energy, this important concept, the Hermetic law of as above, so below, the law of correspondence. They understood that to such a degree that, for instance, something like the Great Pyramids of Giza, they aligned those to the 3 belt stars of Orion. But not just there. In Teotihuacan, across the entire world in Mexico, they did the same thing. You see the Temple of the Sun, Temple of the Moon, and Temple of Quetzalcoatl. It's the same alignment as those stars like in Egypt. You're seeing parallels across the entire world of the same thing. Even that is not what I mean by that statement about changing history. What I mean by changing history is how about proving that not only was there a civilization that was advanced before the Ice Age, but what if there were multiple civilizations even before that that have come and gone, and what if we can connect the entire narrative?
What happened to all the Anunnaki and Thoth and all them?
They had 2 wars. The first Pyramid War almost eradicated them, but they started over again. The second Pyramid War, bad. That one almost decimated the planet. You see how when you look at Earth, like from Google Earth, you see a lot of those big deserts going across. People say, oh, that's just natural geological formations over time. This has become an arid desert. No, that's war. If you go to Egypt and stick your hand deep in the sands, eventually you're going to come up with balls of glass. How can you get glass and sand? 3,000 plus degree temperatures. You go to Mohenjo-Daro in the Indus Valley, what are you going to see there? Dead bodies still in the streets from thousands of years ago, still holding hands, never been scavenged. The buildings that they lived in turned to glass. How can that be? We're talking about 3,000 plus degree temperature weapons fire. We're talking about this war that happened in the ancient past. Amun-Ra wanted to continue he started the first war to take over the earth early because he didn't want to wait for his processional period to rule. And then this is the guy who says, you must say amen after everything. You say amen. Everything you give thanks for, you're saying amen to him. So when you say amen, you're thanking him, by the way. A brutal killing guy. But anyway, so he says, it's a fact. He started one war to take over early, which he won.
Yeah.
He then started a second war to stay in power. And in that second war, he escaped. He was almost killed. But he left his kingship and the finances of the kingdom to the Ra-Kam. And R-A-K-A-M. But that translates into modern words. Kam translates into childs. So now you translate Ra, childs, Ra, childs. Oh!
A chunk of aluminum was found buried with mastodon bones, which is odd because aluminum wasn't discovered until the 1800s. Testing said the wedge is over 10,000 years old. So how did advanced metal end up in the distant past?
They're hiding the true answer to this question from us. How is it that people who used horses and buggies constructed gigantic, intricate buildings like these? They allegedly only used hammers, manual saws, and basic tools. Does that make any sense to you? Look at these grand structures and ask yourself, how could they achieve all this with such primitive methods? It makes you wonder if our historical timeline is accurate or completely fabricated to hide something. It gets even scarier. What if the dates on these buildings are wrong? Imagine if that number 1 wasn't a 1 at all. Our history could be off by 1,000 years. This brings us to who could have built these intricate structures. Have you ever heard of Tartaria? Tartaria is a colossal empire that conveniently gets left out of mainstream history. But you can never truly erase history, as many references can be found in old maps and documents. Tartaria was a highly advanced civilization with technology and knowledge far beyond what we can imagine. They have even been credited to have built the Great Wall of China and many of these intricate buildings pictured earlier. Could Tartaria be the missing link that explains these architectural marvels and historical anomalies?
What is this? Looks like a petrified giant to me. Located in Pedra de Gavia. Looks so real. I think it was alive at one time. The proof is out there. What do you believe?
A lot about the Great Pyramid which suggests that it was intended to transmit information to the future. And that's one of the reasons why it's so big and so enormous, and why we keep on finding new chambers and passageways inside the Great Pyramid. There's a thing called Scan Pyramids, which is using the latest tech, and they've identified a second Grand Gallery above the Grand Gallery. There's corridors and passageways that we didn't know were there. So the Great Pyramid is gradually, bit by bit, revealing its secrets, and it's almost as though it was waiting when human beings were ready to receive those secrets and had the ability to decode them.
It lies in the Pacific Ocean, southeast of Australia's Lord Howe Island. Its shape is unmistakable, like a petrified dragon frozen in time. When you really look, the evidence seems to appear everywhere across the world. Coincidence? Or something more? What do you believe?